I kind of like where UT's going. I personally had my own experience. I was wearing a Captain America shirt, and I'm not sure if it was a homeless guy or who it was, but he like grabbed me by the shirt and he like pulls it off of me, or not pulls it off me, but kind of just like plucks it, and then he tells me like, "You're not Captain America. Like, I'm Captain America. Like, you go back to Mexico. You don't belong here." And like, I had never heard of this. Like, I've heard people tell me their stories of like, you know, like racial prejudice or things like that. But like when it actually happened to me, I was just taken aback. I couldn't believe it happened. But you know, one of the things that I'm glad about is when I'm actually like in campus, surrounded with my peers, you know, are really diverse. There's a lot of different groups, and what I appreciate it, and I hope that it continues improving, is just how open-minded everyone is.
I don't know if there's really been a shift in like how we talk about things. I think that it's just kind of like an ongoing conversation about like what you can do, what you can't do. You know, you can't predict everything that's ever going to happen. You can't have metal detectors on the outskirts of campus everywhere. So it's kind of wondering like to what length we can kind of prevent this from happening.
I think in the past, maybe more people on campus were kind of self-reflecting and, you know, what can the institution do for me? And it seems like lately there's maybe more of a direction of, you know, what can I do for the institution? You know, how can I change things rather than how is the institution going to change me?
I don't know, I feel like everyone's kind of in their own bubble. The people that post these flyers, I feel like are just like a really, really small minority. You don't really see this climate on campus, but then you see these flyers and you're like, where did this come from? Because I never like actually, so like they're not outspoken about it, but they still want to like inflict harm.
It does hurt a little, but in general, sometimes you can expect such emotions because some students feel left out because of this. But as a university, UT should have a good mix of students from all over the world. I mean, that is what we come here for the cultural exchange, not just the studies, to know how people from all over the world are. And that is what makes UT a better place.
I remember I felt, I guess, pretty saddened in a way because a lot of it like dealt with, I guess, like African Americans, and so a lot of it affected me, like made me feel sad, but I mean, not really, because I don't think that highly of college kids. When students rile each other up, they can post weird flyers around campus, or like if they just talk each other up, then they can do anything.
I think because of this bubble I was talking about, everyone's kind of self-focused. It's important to, as like not only like UT students, but as like people, to like care about others, to make sure that these like health issues are addressed, and to make sure that like people feel safe and comfortable and also not ignorant, so they don't post these like racist things, you know? And so I think it's like the job of students to like get out there and like to really spread a message rather than just like, you know, if you're privileged, like be with yourself and like, I don't know. And as a campus, like we are connected, we're all Longhorns, and we should all make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable on this campus, as well as somehow like move to at least help other Longhorns understand where other people are coming from.
I wonder how much that has been talked about, like mental health, how much the institution actually cares about such issues. And I think of the roles that professors can potentially play in addressing issues like this. I was in an undergraduate class by Professor Toyin Falola, and he did something that struck me. So this one student hadn't been in class for a week, and he was like, I haven't seen this student. She wasn't in class during the previous class session. Can someone check on her? Who knows her? What's the matter? What's going on? And everybody looked at each other, and he said, well, you're sitting beside her. You always sit beside her. Can you check on her and see what's going on? The student immediately texted this other student who's been absent and learned that she's been sick. So I wonder if professors can actually do more, because the student involved in the stabbing, who did the stabbing, I learned that he hadn't been in class for a couple of weeks, and I wonder if anybody cared, if anybody noticed. It could be the student, it could be the professors, but I feel like that we can do more, and the professors, the institution itself can do more.
Again, people are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in this institution, and we have to expect more. Expect more from one another and expect more from the institution. There has to be a lot of programs that address these things in a real way, and not something that just checks these boxes, you know, but that they're out here on the ground, they're they're out here making noise, they're out in the communities, and we know their names, we know their faces, and we know exactly where to go to in these situations.